If you're hunting for the ultimate blender that promises to revolutionize your kitchen, you've probably come across the Blendtec Total Classic Original Blender. And today, I'm spilling everything you need to know before you hit that buy button. But here's what surprised me. Despite boasting a hefty price tag of nearly $380 and rave 4.5-star reviews on Amazon, this blender isn't perfect. In fact, it might not live up to the hype for everyone. So, let's dive deep into the Blendtec Total Classic and uncover the hidden issues, unexpected perks, and whether it really deserves a spot on your countertop. Stay with me because by the end, you'll know if this blender is a time-saving kitchen hero or just another gadget collecting dust. Think you know what makes a blender great? Think again. This one breaks some of the blender rules you didn't even realize existed. Right off the bat, let's talk about who this blender is really for. If you're someone swamped with hectic mornings, juggling work, family, and still insisting on healthy homemade meals, this blender promises to save you precious time. It claims to reduce both prep and cleanup thanks to technology that literally pulls ingredients into the blades, so you don't have to babysit it with a tamper. Plus, the smart cooking feature that heats soups while blending is supposed to kill two birds with one stone. Sounds like a dream, right? But here's the twist. While it excels in certain areas, it stumbles in others that might just drive you nuts. The first thing you notice about the Blendtec Total Classic is its impressive 75-ounce four-side jar design. It's engineered to create a vortex that sucks ingredients straight down to the blade, eliminating clogs and the need for a tamper. No more wrestling with stubborn spinach or frozen fruit chunks. That's a big win for meal preppers who hate interruptions. And yes, the self-cleaning feature really cuts down dishwasher duty. You just dump some soap and water in, press a button, and voila, less mess. But if you think that's all there is to it, hold up. This blender also boasts pre-programmed cycles for everything from smoothies and frozen treats to whole juices and hot soup. Imagine throwing in raw veggies and coming out with piping hot soup in minutes, or crafting ice cream without flipping on the oven. Blendtec promises all that and more. Now, I'll spill the beans on why the price might give you pause. At close to $380, this is a serious investment. But here's a joke for you. Why did the blender break up with the kitchen counter? Because it was feeling a little mixed up. Okay, that might be groan-worthy, but it highlights a real point. Blended kitchen appliances better be worth their salt. Some users report the loud motor can feel like a mini jet engine taking off. Not ideal if you're an early riser or share walls with sensitive neighbors. Blendtec's powerful motor is a beast for tough ingredients, but the noise factor is no joke. Also, the sleek four-side jar, despite its genius design, can be a bit bulky and challenging to store in smaller kitchens. So if counter real estate is sacred for you, this blender demands some commitment. But here's where I'll keep you hooked. I discovered a hidden gem in the Blendtec's hot soup feature. Not only does it blend super smooth, but it actually heats the soup while blending by friction alone. No stove, no microwave. I tried this with a chunky tomato-basil mix, skeptical at first, and out came a steaming bowl in under 5 minutes. No pots, no pans, and most importantly, no standing over the stove stirring. But you need to hear. The texture can occasionally stray from perfectly smooth to slightly grainy, depending on the ingredients and the pre-programmed cycle chosen. So while this blender wears a cape for speed and convenience, soup perfection isn't always guaranteed. It's like a superhero who sometimes forgets their catchphrase. Rehook alert. Here's a quirky question. Ever wondered if you could blend your way to dessert and dinner in one go? With Blendtec, you actually can. Ice cream, smoothies, sauces, soups, all made in the same jar using those clever pre-programmed cycles. It's like having a personal chef who's also a time wizard. And here's the catch, the very features that make Blendtec a time saver also make cleanup more important than ever. The jar's unique shape and strong suction mean that sticky ingredients sometimes cling stubbornly around the blade base, which can make cleaning slightly more labor-intensive if you skip the self-cleaning button. There's no magic wand for every spec, unless you want to risk serving your next smoothie with a little extra character at the bottom of the jar. Speaking of character, what do you call a smoothie that tells jokes? A punch-eye blend. Okay, last joke, but seriously, Blendtec's cleanup ease hinges on your commitment to hit that clean cycle right away. Now, let's talk durability and technology. Blendtec markets itself as the world's most advanced blender, loaded with a digital illuminated LCD timer and 10 speed increments plus pulse control. This means you have precise control over texture and consistency. No more guessing if you need 3 or 4 more seconds to get that perfect smoothie. Yet, some users mention that the buttons can be a bit finicky, sometimes requiring a firm press to activate or struggling to respond if hands are wet or messy. It's not a deal breaker, but definitely a quirk worth noting, especially if you rush through mornings with one hand on your coffee cup. And here's a story that might resonate. A friend of mine, Sarah, committed to clean eating and smoothie bowls, took the plunge with Blendtec. Excited, she tested every pre-programmed cycle and was amazed by how fast everything blended without interrupting to scrape down the sides. Her favorite, the frozen treat cycle, which churned out smoothie bowls with a creamy, thick texture rivaling any cafe. But her husband, a busy exec, found the loud motor and the tall jar intimidating at first. He joked it sounded like a spaceship launch and looked like it might take off. Yet over time, the convenience won him over, especially the soup feature that saved him after late work nights. Blendtec gave Sarah the flexibility to experiment with recipes and him the time back he desperately needed, all while keeping their kitchen streamlined. Okay, pause. Here's a twist that might surprise you. Unlike conventional blenders, Blendtec jars are designed without the common blending tamper. This means fewer parts to lose or clean, but it also means you have to trust the jar's vortex design to do its job perfectly every single time. Some tough fibrous ingredients or frozen chunks might occasionally need a quick pause and shake, especially if you're packing the jar to the max. It's a trade-off between innovation and the hands-on tweaking some home cooks prefer. Think of it as dancing without a partner. Sometimes you nail every step, other times you miss a beat. Now, what about customer reviews? On Amazon, the Blendtec Total Classic Original lands solidly at a 4.5-star rating. Fans praise its powerful motor, the versatility of recipes, and the time-saving features. Critics mainly point to the loud noise, size of the jar, and occasional issues with the touchpad sensitivity. But here's a promise. If you weigh convenience, power, and durable build over these minor complaints, this blender will seriously up your kitchen game. It transforms mundane blending tasks into something fast, easy, and even fun. Before I wrap up, a quick energy-saving note. Some buyers have noticed that the blender continues to run a few seconds after the timer hits 0, which can use more electricity than expected if you use it multiple times a day. It's a small detail, but something eco-conscious users should know about. Still, the overall efficiency, especially with heating your food during blending, compensates by reducing additional appliance use like microwaves or stoves. So here's the bottom line. Should you buy the Blendtec Total Classic Original Blender? If you want a powerhouse that reduces meal prep and cleanup time, supports a variety of kitchen tasks from smoothies to soups, and you're okay with a blender that demands some counter space and isn't whisper quiet, then yes, it's worth your investment. Blendtec's advanced vortex design and intuitive pre-programmed cycles genuinely save time, a precious commodity we all crave. Though it has quirks, they're manageable with some patience and cleaning diligence. Blendtec is best for busy home cooks, health enthusiasts, or anyone who wants to upgrade their blender to handle everything from frozen fruits to hot soups with ease. To put it simply, Blendtec's Total Classic is like the Swiss Army knife of blenders, versatile, powerful, and built to work hard for you. Sure, it might not be perfect for minimalist kitchens, noise-sensitive neighbors, or chameleons who easily tire of a product. But if you want reliability and cutting-edge technology that actually works, it's a smart choice. Ready to save time, effort, and elevate your kitchen game? Check out the best price for the Blendtec Total Classic Original Blender on Amazon. Link in the description below. Invest in your time, creativity, and health. After all, a blender is more than just a gadget. It's a tool that can truly transform how you cook and live. So don't just blend, blend intelligently. And remember, if your blender starts sounding like a spaceship again, just tell your neighbors you're launching a smoothie mission. Thanks for watching.